ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। हे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Okay, Madhurya Kadambini chapter 2, the second shower of nectar. Shraddha to Anishtitha Bhajana Kriya. Okay, so here first Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that there's one more book called Aishwarya Kadambini, which is about Dvaita and Advaita, and that this should not be confused with that book. The wish-yielding creeper of pure bhakti. Wish-yielding creeper of pure bhakti, unmixed with karma or gnana, which means this is Shuddha Bhakti, which grows in the field of the heart, is the refuge of the devotees who firmly vow never to seek any fruits except bhakti, and who, like bees, are obsessed with the desire to taste nectar. He's just highlighting what should be our mood. The wish yielding creeper of pure bhakti. Wish yielding. So somebody wants to serve Krishna in Krishna's abode in certain rasa, etc. Wish yielding. It will, this pure bhakti unmixed with karma or gnana will result, will give those results. And this pure bhakti is the refuge of the devotees. What type of devotees? Who firmly vow never to seek any fruits except bhakti. No other, no karma, no gnana. So firm vow. This is important. These devotees firmly vow to get no other fruits except bhakti to Krishna, nothing else they want. Who, like bees, are obsessed with the desire to taste nectar. So this is the, see, this is the most important thing. This obsession, excessive desire to taste the nectar of bhakti. That such pure devotees, for them, this Shuddha Bhakti is the refuge. Meaning they they don't have anything else in their life. Of course, they might be doing their work, etc., etc., but their only focus is Shuddha Bhakti. And they firmly vow never to seek anything else. And they're obsessed to desire, because they are obsessed with the desire to taste that nectar, they don't want anything else. They've tasted a little nectar and they want to taste more nectar, and they don't want anything else. That's all. And that nectar is relished or experienced only in the association of Krishna. Now, what is this creeper of what is the very life of this creeper is a favorable attitude to the Lord. Favorable attitude. This is very important. Like touch of a touchstone, this bhakti's very presence makes the functions of the heart lose their iron-like material qualities and acquire spiritual qualities of pure gold. See, this bhakti's very presence makes the functions of the heart lose their iron-like material qualities and acquire spiritual qualities of pure gold. Simply presence of bhakti will clean us up. Right now, whether bhakti is there in our heart or we are in the association of those devotees who have bhakti, pure bhakti in their heart, the effect is the same. If you are in the association of devotees who have this bhakti in their heart, because of that influence, our heart becomes clean. Right? And the life of this creeper is favorable attitude to the Lord. That is okay. That all of us understand. We all have favorable attitude to the Lord. Right? You're not a Kamsa or some other demon. Right? But the power of bhakti. This is why I've been highlighting so many times that don't give too much importance to material anarthas. Just focus on bhakti. The presence of bhakti will automatically, uproot all this nonsense. But this bhakti has to be unmixed. This bhakti has to be pure. And it has to be our refuge. We have taken shelter of that pure bhakti. And we are obsessed with the desire to taste nectar. Uh, so again, I'm saying we should practice pure bhakti. We should firmly vow never to seek anything else from bhakti. We should take refuge of this pure bhakti. And we should be obsessed with the desire to taste nectar. Right? When that bhakti becomes present in our heart, then all our material qualities will go off. Or we are in the association of those devotees in whose hearts bhakti has manifested. Pure devotees. Is this okay? Is this clear? This is important. I mean, these qualities we have to try and develop, right? Only hankering for pure bhakti, nothing else. Obsessed with the desire to taste nectar. If you're making notes, it's better actually, right? And finally, taking refuge of this pure bhakti. And when that bhakti makes its presence in the heart, then all material qualities are gone. Or even if you are in the association, those devotees who have that bhakti manifested in their heart, our material qualities will be gone. Okay. Raga and Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Now sprouted and growing upwards, that creeper then unfurls two leaves. Unfurls, meaning it puts forth two leaves. So what are these two leaves? Which are the splendor of sadhana bhakti. So there are two types of sadhana bhakti. Right? One is Raga and Vaidhi. Either sadhana bhakti unfurls two leaves. So two leaves come about, right? First leaf is called Klesha Agni. Klesha Agni. This is all there in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Dissolution of suffering. And the second is called Shubhada. Attainment of auspicious qualities. Now whether we are engaging in Raga Bhakti or Vaidhi Bhakti, these two will manifest. Klesha Agni and Shubhada. The smooth inner surface of the two leaves is the jurisdiction of the king called Raga. Raga is in a preeminent position due to being generated from spontaneous thirst. What is Raga? Raga is generated from spontaneous thirst. We have to remember this word. Spontaneous thirst. This is Raga. For what? Not for material things. We have spontaneous thirst for material things, but Raga is spontaneous thirst for all things pertaining to the Lord. For His pleasure, not for our pleasure. And by genuine affection for the Lord in a pure relationship. See, that means His pleasure. Pure. Again, unmixed with gnana and karma. Genuine affection for the Lord. Genuine, not for some ulterior motive. So this is raga, and this raga is the smooth inner surface of these two leaves, it is said. So anyway, that is poetic description, but basically the point is, when there is Kleshagni and Shubhada, along with that there can be this raga can be present. And raga is the spontaneous thirst for all things pertaining to the Lord. It generated from spontaneous thirst and by genuine affection for the Lord in a pure relationship. Raga is generated. Raga is generated from spontaneous thirst for all things pertaining to the Lord and genuine affection for the Lord in a pure relationship. Important thing is spontaneous thirst and genuine affection. Raga is generated from this. Now, this is the inner surface. The outer surface of the leaves, which is Kleshagni and Shubhada, is rough and of somewhat lower status because its activities are generated out of scriptural rules because of lacking spontaneous affection for the Lord. So basically, this is just another way of saying that whether we do Vaidhi Bhakti or Raganuga Bhakti, In this is the stage of bhava, I think Kleshagni and Shubhada, they manifest, right? And either a person can come to reach that stage either by Vaidhi sadhana bhakti or raganuga. If it is Vaidhi, then it's a lower status. It's a lower status because these activities generated out of the scriptural rules, but not because of spontaneous thirst and not because of genuine affection. Hmm. So whatever is generated out of spontaneous thirst and genuine affection is raga. Whatever is generated out of just a desire to follow scriptural rules is vaidhi. Okay. And it lacks spontaneous affection for the Lord because of lack of pure relationship with the Lord. So there is no pure relationship with the Lord. Hence there is it lacks spontaneous affection. So this is very important. See, we should understand this. If you don't have a pure relationship with the Lord, which means that we are having a relationship with the Lord for some reason, gnana karma, then raga will not manifest. So if we are engaged in mixed bhakti, then this raga, spontaneous affection for the Lord, will not manifest. Then it remains on the platform of Vaidhi bhakti, which is of a somewhat lower status. Yet both raga and Vaidhi bhakti equally share the qualities of Kleshagni and Shubhada. So whether somebody is doing Vaidhi bhakti or Raganuga bhakti, anyway they will experience Kleshagni, which is all the stoppage of all suffering, and Shubhada, all auspiciousness. But Vaidhi bhakti is lower status because it doesn't have any spontaneous affection for the Lord. There is no spontaneous affection for the Lord because bhakti is being done, Mishra bhakti is being done, not Shuddha bhakti. There is no pure relationship with the Lord. So putting it the other way around, if we are engaged in Mishra bhakti, we cannot come to the stage of Raganuga bhakti. And what is Mishra bhakti? Gnana and karma. Basically wanting something else apart from just Krishna's pleasure. Is this clear? This connection is clear? So if you don't have pure relationship, if you are not doing bhakti for the pleasure of the Lord, then we will not develop spontaneous affection. If we don't develop spontaneous affection for the Lord, we are not going to go to Goloka. Any questions? Okay. Now what is Kleshagni and Shubhada? That is being explained. Klesha means cause of suffering. The literal meaning of klesha is suffering or affliction, but here the meaning may be taken as the causes of suffering. These kleshas are the cause of sinful and pious activities that in turn result in misfortune or good fortune. See, this klesha doesn't only mean sinful activities. Kleshas are the causes for suffering, which is sinful and pious, both are considered suffering. Right? Whether it is unfortunate, misfortunate, or good fortune, both are suffering because they bind us to this material world. There are 5 kinds of klesha. Okay, so some of these you have to note as important. There are 5 kinds of klesha. Ignorance, avidya, which means to mistake that which is impermanent to be permanent, to mistake that which is full of misery to be blissful, and mistake what is not self to be self. This is avidya. This is one of the cause of suffering. Hmm? When we mistake that which is impermanent to be permanent. We see this material world, everything associated with this material world, and we think it is uh, permanent. And we live life like that. Mistake that which is full of misery, all the happiness of this material world, which is full of misery, we mistake that to be blissful. And mistake what is not the self, which is mainly people mistake body or mind to be the self. Right? This is called avidya. This is one of the causes of suffering. So if we are having suffering in our life, that means we would have done some actions because of any of these 5 reasons. So first one is avidya, ignorance. Second, false ego, bodily identification of me and mine. Me and mine. Third, raga or attachment to and desire for material happiness and those means that will provide it. This is another cause of suffering. attachment to material happiness. Dvesha, aversion to unhappiness. Either it is attachment to material happiness or aversion to unhappiness. Both of us will become cause of suffering. Abhinivesha, or long-standing obsessions from past lifetimes with certain material things and the means of obtaining them. Obsessions with the body and with the fear of death. So this is very important. Long-standing obsessions. Somewhere some people say, I just can't stand it. This is long-standing obsessions from past lifetimes. So anything we have, this kind of obsession towards either liking towards material thing or dislike is called abhinivesha. All these result in us engaging in activities which are going to become the cause of suffering. Right? Avidya, false ego, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. Ignorance, false ego is asmita, raga is attachment, dvesha is hatred, abhinivesha is long-standing obsessions for material things. All these five are klesha, causes of suffering. And kleshagni means all these five are destroyed. Is this clear? Right? These five things are the cause of suffering. And at a elevated stage of Shuddha Bhakti, all these five are destroyed. Which means that our actions will no longer result in future suffering for us. Because we will not be in ignorance. We will not be on the platform of false ego. We will not be attached to material happiness. We will not have hatred towards material unhappiness. Hatred toward, meaning if there is unhappiness, it's okay. We are not bothered. If there's material happiness, it's okay. We are not attached. And last one, all these obsessions about material things, obsessions with the body, fear of death, all this is long-standing obsessions. Actually, we might be able to get over ignorance. We might be able to get over false ego, raga, dvesha. Abhinivesha takes a lot of time because it is deep obsession with the body and death, fear of death. But kleshagni means all these will get destroyed. So if these things still are existing in our life, to that extent we can understand we have still not completely reached that stage of kleshagni. We are there somewhere. And when this kleshagni manifests, all that will be discussed. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also discusses. The stages in the development of sin. Prarabdha, experience in this life. Sinful reactions experience in this life. Aprarabdha, to be experienced in future life. Rudha, pre-seed. Mataji, 1 second, I'll just finish this. Rudha or bija, kuta. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says kuta. Pre-seed. Bija, seed just prior to experiencing. Mostly it is said bija and prarabdha are experienced in this life. Are composed of these five kleshas. Composed meaning that all these five kleshas result in this. Or these contain these five kleshas, meaning if somebody is experiencing prarabdha, then also that person will be in the stage of ignorance, false ego, attachment, etc. So it's cause and effects both. Yeah, yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, now this you're talking about obsession with the body, and all this is now when we say we are not the body, like it's like changing of clothes. We can, but now when we introduce ourselves or when we are at home, you say this is my family. I mean, like if you say who are you, I say I'm so and so. I'm so and so's wife. I'm a housewife. I'm whatever designation we have. Now we don't introduce ourselves like I'm a soul, I'm a this thing. But then how do you get away with my body and the soul relation?
Actually,
because everything is related to the body.
Interestingly, actually, I just observe my Guru Maharaj in his classes or when I'm speaking to him, and like for example, Vyas Puja, he says this body, this body appeared in this, right? Like from the language itself, this whole we, I versus we, right? So the language itself, I mean, it's a deep it's deep rooted, right? That attachment to all this. That's what this is saying, right? So these are all this. See, that's the whole point, right? See, if we are doing bhakti very seriously, these things will automatically start getting flushed out. Actually, we can't try to come out of this consciousness, like, by our own effort. Yeah, as we practice bhakti very seriously, these things will start to manifest. I also want to make one more statement, which Mataji should please understand in the right spirit, that men don't have as much attachment as women. Okay, so which means that women will have to make a little bit more effort to give up this attachment on the platform of gnana, right? Knowing that I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul, and that is the reason again I come back to
Yes, obviously.
Vanaprastha, right? Because see, sometime we have to forcefully cut ourselves out of all this. Yesterday I was talking to some Mataji who was, crossed, like she's close to Vanaprastha. Yes. So I was just saying, stop going to the kitchen. I told that Mataji, saying, stop going to the kitchen, stop taking care of your grandchildren like it's your duty every day, right? You can spend time with them, no issues. You can, just like that, when you have some time, go in the kitchen, right? But kitchen is not yours. Grandchildren are not yours. If we don't do this, we will never be able to get out of it, right? Because see, our focus has to be pure bhakti. We have so much of time which we are utilizing for material things, but we have to start using the same time for spiritual things. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that after our children are married, which is Vanaprastha, entering Vanaprastha, 16 hours we have to do bhakti, right? Now, which if we are either if we are able to do at home, or Shastra simply recommends go on yatra, go out of the house, go to some holy place, stay in the association of devotees, do sadhana bhakti, engage in services. See, if it's a very simple thing. If we are day in and day out just sitting at home and in the middle of house, me and mine environment, how will I get out of it? I will not be able to get out of it. Or, and like I said, for Prabhus, it's a little bit easy. So I'm sitting at home whole day, but I don't know what is happening in the rest of my house. As in the sense that, yeah, I know, but I have my own stuff to do, right? And it's the same thing which I keep telling my mother, saying that don't go to the kitchen. Don't be so. But I've seen, I mean, it's my own practical experience. I'm seeing that a little bit Mataji is finding it difficult. But I can't compare people with my mother, because I mean, she came to Bhakti at a very late stage. And by that time, her deep-rooted attachments were already so deep that she's finding it difficult. But for many of us who've been in association with Bhakti, hearing, initiated, etc., we should be able to, if we put our mind to it, we can come out of this. But we should at least create an environment for ourselves to come out of it. If we create a conducive environment for getting more deeply stuck in me and mine, then how can we come out, right? So that is something that we have to see. But if our heart is not yet there, if we are not feeling to come out of this me and mine business, that means that our bhakti still requires a lot more seriousness. So then we can do bhakti more seriously, not worry about how do I create an environment, because that will become artificial. The more we do bhakti seriously, automatically we will come to a stage where we will feel, oh, why am I wasting time in this? Then our willingness will then, where there is a will, there is a way, then we will create a way such that we don't get entangled much. So I'm just summarizing again that either we are already in the stage we are thinking, okay, why am I so attached to things associated with this body? Then I have to simply make an effort to create an environment situation for myself to not be continuously engaged in those activities of me and mine. But if I'm still not reached that stage where I'm thinking, oh, no, no, why I'm still attached to this me and mine business, then we have to just increase the intensity of our bhakti, sadhana bhakti. Then automatically we'll come to the stage where we'll think, no, no, I shouldn't be attached like this. Or we are sincere and Krishna will create a situation for us. We are sincere, but we are not able to pull ourselves out. Krishna will say, oh, this devotee requires help. Okay, let me pull him or her out. And when Krishna does that, it will be a little painful, but will come out. But that Krishna will do only if we desire to come out, but we are stuck. We feel helpless. Then Krishna will pull out. Which is okay.
Prabhuji, can I share something?
Yeah.
See, like when you say the men are little more, like I experienced this with Ankul.
Yeah.
And like, but what happens, Prabhu? It really, you get into depression. I mean, yes, you say bhakti, but that much of surrender doesn't come. Then I tell him, what is the difference between your mother and me? Or like even with a maid servant or something, you don't even bother. That a little bit of warmth, a little bit of personal touch. I don't know if I could be wrong. It's somewhat. I think we lean on to you all. I mean, the women leans onto the man.
Yeah.
We want that comfort of this thing. I'm in a one is I'm above 65 plus today. It's not that, but still, Prabhu. I mean, now what you're saying, put yourself into
Yeah.
devotional this thing. In spite of, I feel when they are a little warmer, even devotional service is easier.
No,
I mean,
sure. I
I
mean,
could say
warmth
I
is
could be
okay.
wrong. I could
No,
be
no.
absolutely wrong, and I'm feeling ashamed to at this age to confess this. But
No, no, no. It's
like
okay,
I
Mataji.
think
See,
no,
actually,
it is. It's not about this thing. It is more about the companionship. I don't know how to put it across. If
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah. No, no,
understanding,
it's okay.
you
It's
you
okay.
feel bottled.
Yeah, yeah, I
Prabhu. It's
understand.
not as easy as you say. It's attachment chodo. I've not left home and gone into Vrindavan, and even there when you go, you need your basics. You can't. I mean, I'm not come to the stage where I can sit down on the road and beg and say, okay,
No,
I'm
no,
going to
but we
carry
don't
it.
have to go that stage. We don't have to go that route. That is not for us at all, right? See, the simple thing, and nobody is saying leave your house and go and stay on the road, right? All that, what is being said here is, okay, first thing to address your requirement. See, one thing we have to understand, right? See, we have to know which direction to go, but we should be realistic about our present, right? We shouldn't do anything artificially in bhakti. This is very, very important. But at the same time, we should not encourage a wrong direction. For example, this expectation of warmth is right now you are expecting that it is fine. It is fine as long as you get it, right? But the problem will be when you don't get it, then it'll result in pulling you down further, right? Like you
Yeah,
said,
it's
right?
gone. It's gone. You don't even
Yeah.
to you embrace you. You feel, oh, kya kar diya. I mean,
Mm.
like I tell him, what is it? Yeah, like I'm legally married. Actually, sometimes I tell him, okay, even as a devotee, at least this is the problem. I don't know if I'm speaking it out, but I see many Matajis also
Yeah, yeah. But
little sparkle. They won't open out as I've done.
yeah.
And then I tell them no. So many times when I really break down, and I like I just cold of man. Like he's so cold. Like that's
Yeah.
I mean that
Yeah.
what do you do, Prabhu?
Yeah, yeah. So, see, okay. So basically, what I mean, again, so my general direction I would have suggested is saying that it looks like, is there something in bhakti that you are excessively attached to? I think that is where my question will be, right? And we can take this offline. We don't have to go into very details here, but see, generally, what I've seen is when, of course, this expectation will be there. It's not that, it might take time to go, but we should understand first of all, it should go at some point of time. Second thing is more important than that is we are feeling the need for all this mainly because we have not built that relationship with Krishna. And the building that relationship with Krishna is a simple thing, right? Like for example, for Mataji's, it could be like just beautifully, dressing up Krishna, just making those beautiful ornaments for Krishna, making those garlands for Krishna, cooking nicely for Krishna. I mean, if we are attached to any of these, then slowly and steadily we'll come out of this expectation, right? So sadhana bhakti, see, that is why the beauty about sadhana bhakti is we can't do chanting without shravanam. Okay, please hear this very carefully. We can't do proper chanting without shravanam. If we have done proper chanting and shravanam, we can't not do services for Krishna. Okay, so it's a very tightly coupled system, right? Process. So if first we do shravanam, by doing good Shravanam, it results in good Kirtanam, which means chanting. By doing both these, it results in very deep service orientation towards Krishna, service mindedness, right? With full consciousness, not Not just I don't have anything else to do, let me sit and do it, right? With full consciousness, where we feel like, I want to do this for Krishna. Now, if we forget about the material situation, right? That is why why am I reading this book actually to address this, right? Forget about where we stand today. My emphasis is and will continue to be engage deeply in Krishna consciousness, right? And yes, it might not be that, we might not all be scholars, or, if somebody has a desire to read, let us spend more time reading. If somebody has desire to or have an eye for, all these aesthetic things, then engage in, maybe dressing, maybe garlands. Somebody has, whatever. I mean, based on our whatever inclinations we have, something, some service, some aspect of bhakti should become very close to our heart. It will be there. It will be there. Like I'm saying, it is already there. We have to just awaken it. Something will be there, which we won't even know today. We don't even know maybe that it exists. Right? So again, Mataji, I'm sincerely requesting, please don't focus much on your material conditioning. Right? It is there for all of us. Like you said, yes, you are voicing some things out. Others we might all not be voicing. But the more important thing is to know first, have the confidence saying that bhakti will pull me out. First thing, bhakti will pull me out. Now, what bhakti? I have to do something, right? Which will engage me, which is dear to my heart, which is an integral part of Vaidhi bhakti of service to Krishna. Something should be there. One thing. It can be just one thing that needs to be there. If that is not there, I'm telling you again, simple solution. Find time to associate with devotees who are doing that. See, without this, we will not be able to come out. We will keep discussing the same thing. Right? I'm summarizing this, right? Because it's a very important thing, right? So we have to do good Shravanam, which will result in good chanting, which will result in good consciousness seva. Okay. So we should we should already know if we should not focus so much about our material gaps and disqualification, but we should really think about what is it that I can do in bhakti which is very close to my heart, which I naturally have an inclination towards, and we should try to engage in that service, whatever it is. If I don't have anything like that at this point of time, if I've not been able to discover anything like that at this point of time, we should really associate with those devotees, who already have some kind of attachment for some service. And maybe we'll, spend time with one devotee, then maybe spend time with some other devotee, etc. And then slowly and steadily we will get affected by their mood, right? So the important thing is that we have to develop some attachment to doing something nice for Krishna. That's all that is required.
But Prabhuji, there's another problem. Like
Mm,
maybe I may want to associate. The person in front also should want to associate. Or they keep me at
yeah,
such a pedestal that na to root mila na fal mila wo wala hal hai
yeah,
mera.
yeah. So yeah, that is okay. That is a matter of conversation, right? Meaning, see, like now, simple thing, right? Like you told me saying that don't treat me like, very senior person. I said, okay, it's an order. I will take it that way, right? While I wouldn't have ever dealt with any senior devotee like this, like I'm doing here, right? But because I understand that you feel that requirement, and I'm just saying yes, right? So it's a matter of maturity of the other devotee with whom you are wanting association. That devotee, if they are matured enough, they will understand where you're coming from, and they will provide for that whatever is required. As like I said, I'm doing this more like a service. I don't consider myself qualified, but just as a service, because you're saying I'm doing it, right? And this mode is important, and it's important to recognize those devotees also, few of them who can actually be with us, and pull us out, right? But it is required. At least, we should identify a service first, right? If nothing is coming to our mind, then we'll have to work on it, right? But again, my only focus of this answer here is please don't focus much on your material disqualification, material attachment, because what it'll do is it'll really cloud our thinking. It'll, we just get overwhelmed and we go into, I mean, bhakti is blissful, right? So we should see the positive, beautiful side of bhakti, right? And we should just try to figure out how can I engage in that way. That's all, right? That is why the whole introduction of this book, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is highlighting that bhakti is independent. Bhakti requires us to just, go in a certain direction, be pulled by certain devotees if required, whatever it is, so that, we first get attached to some aspect of bhakti, which will automatically pull us out. Which will automatically pull us out. We don't have to even think. And when we have come out, we won't even realize, oh, it's happened so easily. I was struggling with this for so many years. It's as powerful. Trust me on this.
Thank you, Prabhu. I'm ever grateful and obliged. I mean, I'm obliged that at least you've taken me under your shelter. Thank you, Prabhu.
No,
I
no,
mean, and
I'm nobody to give
please,
anybody shelter.
no, no,
I'm just sharing whatever
no, no,
I
no, no.
know.
I'm a heart. I'm not mincing words. It's a heartfelt. Like I've gone through this grind so many times requesting, and I'm really obliged that at least you've taken me under your shelter, Prabhu.
No,
Thank you,
please, mother, you don't
thank you,
say such words. Anyway,
please, Prabhu.
yeah, I'm
Prabhu,
just doing.
being in the movement for 30 odd years or something doesn't make me a senior devotee. It's what you're like. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay,
God Krishna bless you.
thank you, mother. Okay, anything else? So we can stop here. Flesh up, but yeah, but just for everybody, we have to understand this. We should not get bogged down by our material disqualification. This is the beauty about bhakti, right? And this is the difference between bhakti and karma or gnana, right? Or anything in this material world. Who's going to give us a job if you don't have qualification? Krishna is so merciful; he's given us a job free. Lelo, you're most disqualified, but still I'm giving you, right? Guru has accepted us. You are disqualified. Take it, right? We have to just make use of them. We have to hold on. We have to hold on to these things, right? And my life's experience has been very, very simple, right? Is just be obsessed with Guru's orders. I'm telling you this. This has been, I mean, from the day I heard that Yase Prasadat Bhagavad Prasado, I just said, boss, I'm so useless. If I'm not going to hold on to this, there's nothing else that's going to pull me out, right? And I've simply held on to, my guru's words. And for me, Prabhupada is my first and will continue to remain Shiksha Guru. So whatever he says, I take it very seriously. I mean, I don't take it lightly, right? And of course, like I said, my own Diksha Guru and the senior Vaishnavas, I take it very, very seriously, right? And that's the only thing. And I don't think about my qualification. I don't I'm telling you this, right? Because this is what I'm doing. I don't think about my qualification. I'm most unqualified, right? But I've seen that Krishna and our acharyas have repeatedly bestowed that capability, right? Just because I decided to do it. It's not that I've achieved anything big, but in whatever little way, little progress that I made in my life is just because of this. So I'm again re-highlighting to all of you, please hold on to Guru Krishna. They will pull us out. They are so, I mean, it's nothing to pull one jiva. I mean, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu laughed. I mean, Vasudeva Datta said, like, let all the suffering of all these jivas come to me. Yeah, what difference does it make to Krishna if one universe just vanishes? Right? So, what is universe only is not of any importance for Krishna. What about one jiva? How difficult is it for Krishna to pull us out or Guru to pull us out? We just have to hold on to them. That's all. Hold on to their words. Okay.
Prabhuji, I'll ask forgiveness from the whole group because I eaten to the time where you could have preached. I'm really sorry for that. Please
No,
forgive me.
Mataji, I think like we've been saying again repeatedly, right? See, these discussions, the other day, you and Prabhu logged off. Then I was telling the rest of the group saying that our classes never used to be so, bringing out so many insights, right? I used to simply be reading and telling something, and devotees used to hear, somebody used to have questions, others not. But actually, we are going into the depth of things, right? You are extracting the essence by your questions, right? And it's absolutely, I mean, it's beneficial to me only. Forget about others, right? So I absolutely don't think you should apologize, and you should continue to do this because it's just helping all of us to understand things more clearly, I think. At least that's my personal feeling.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Yeah. Anything else? Any
Pranam,
thoughts?
Prabhuji. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
this question arises like, Prabhuji, these five kind of klesha, are they in the sequence in which they get eradicated, or it's like anyone can? I
No, no.
think
Yeah, yeah. So
Avidya is
avidya
the
is
first.
the
Mm.
avidya will take, actually avidya will uh, be the last to go, meaning it is so deep rooted because avidya has multi facets, right? It's the root of existence, root of our existence in this material world. Attachment to material happiness is just one facet, right? Hatred to unhappiness is just one facet, right? Raga, Dvesha, false ego should go off very quickly, actually, right? Where we get stuck is Abhinivesha and Avidya. Abhinivesha is deeply rooted on Avidya, right? So Avidya will go last, according to me, but we can see if, if any mention is there anywhere. But because Avidya is the root cause of our existence in this material world, everything else is just manifesting from that Avidya.
Could you please explain a little bit this Abhinivesh? I'm not able to follow this properly. Like
Yeah, see,
some example of it.
obsession with the body, right? Like for example, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to suffer, right? I just don't like smelly places, right?
Okay, okay. Mhm.
I mean, this I
It is
don't
from the
like deep.
past
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
lifetimes, Prabhuji.
Past,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
All of this is from Mataji. There's nothing which is deep rooted, which is of one lifetime.
Prabhu, can you please repeat that third thing what you said?
Some kind of phobias
Yeah,
also are
yeah,
from the
yeah.
past life,
Yes,
some kind of
yes,
phobia.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Rajashwari Mataji. Basically, anything which is deep rooted, meaning I just can't stand this. When we are coming out with these kind of expressions, how can this person be like this? Like, how can this person be unclean, for example, right? Like in our house, I mean, we've been taught supreme cleanliness, right? As in, so from childhood, and obviously, I would have been born in this house because of that one facet as well. I just can't stand, uh, people who are unclean, things that are unclean. We go to the center, there are cobwebs, and I just can't stand it. I immediately think, how can people not notice this? So these kind of reactions are all deep rooted. They're all deep rooted, coming from multiple lifetimes, right? And slowly and steadily, I'm seeing that yes, cleanliness is important, but tolerance, willingness to, even train somebody is also important, right? So then that deep obsession is now converting to, as a requirement to serve Krishna nicely. We need to maintain a clean place, clean temple, clean center. And I have that eye for it. I've been trained maybe in previous lives, but other devotees don't have. So I should be compassionate, I should be considerate, and try to train them and create a system such that, like, for example, once in a week cleaning. That's what we've done in our center, right? Because I couldn't, like, now we do once in a week, we do full cleaning of that center, right? Saturdays. So which means now it's a training for people. At the same time, my obsession is translating into resulting in good quality service. So it's like that, we have to convert all of this, from material to spiritual. Then automatically it'll, yeah, that's its right position, right? Instead of being obsessed materially. Is this okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, and if we get angry at things like, for example, my son leaves his room messy and I just
Yeah.
scold him and do things like that, we should be tolerant, like in that
Yeah, yeah,
case. We should
absolutely. See, actually,
Mhm.
this is very, very important question, right? See, all of us, we've somehow become very intolerant after coming to bhakti. Um, Actually, previously we used to consider I am also not qualified, so maybe I would never be so intolerant, right? Now we think I am qualified, everybody else is unqualified. Now, see, the thing is, and especially with children, right, or anybody dependent on us, be it spiritually, materially. First thing, quality is compassion. So I keep telling, people saying that, see, a tutor, a trainer cannot be intolerant. If I want to teach someone something, if I'm intolerant, they will never be able to learn, because we'll never create an environment for them to learn. So especially with children, at least I take this approach of giving them responsibility, right? In a like a more no, what should I say? Not like an imposition, right? Like maybe they like doing, say for example, say, does your son like to go on time to school?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you just ask him, saying that, see, why do you want to go on time to school? Why can't you go 5 minutes late?
Yes.
Then he'll give some answer which will be so deeply connected to him, saying that no, because of this, then then you can slowly say that, just like you don't want to go to school late, similarly, so you bring some comparison to important things in life, give them responsibility, saying that, we can't live in a, we shouldn't be living in a dirty environment. It's as important. So slowly and steadily they'll understand, right? Or just one aspect, for example, once in a week you should make sure that you tidy up your table, for example. It's not the whole of the room, it's a simple one aspect, right? And you can see how old is he?
He's 16, Prabhuji.
Okay, so it should have possibly
Yes.
been done
He's
earlier,
all.
but
Prabhu,
anyway.
usually boy children will never listen and
Teenage boys
they
are
will
very
stubborn,
bad
Prabhu.
these days.
Yeah, not these days. They're always like that. But yeah, there was little worse nowadays. Um, yeah. So yeah. So which see, that's what I'm saying. One thing, right, which is also for all mothers who are dealing with, or fathers dealing with teenagers, be their friends, right? You have to become their friend. This age, you cannot hold a stick in the house. Nothing will work. You have to you have to change your mindset and become a friend, wishfulling, like good friend, right? Who wishes good things, right? But friend. Mhm. So you have to figure out,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
When you start talking to them like friends, their approach itself changes. You try this, be a friend. After 10, 12 years, we have to just become friends. It'll actually definitely in teen though, if you don't remain friends, they'll just, you lose the relationship will get cut off. We don't want that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We want the relation to be intact, so which means that we will become their friends, and such that they should open up, right? At least some things in front of us, both mother and father, some responsibilities are there. Girls means it's very easy, mothers can just become their best friends, right? Boys means fathers have to become also best friends, mothers have to figure out based on the nature of the boys.
Yes,
Anyway,
Prabhuji. Thank
yeah, but
you.
yes, so that is deep rooted, coming from previous lives, and also it's just part of good, varnashrama culture to be neat and clean. But losing patience over it will not help solve the problem at all. It will just worsen, right? So that we have to figure out.
Yes, Prabhuji, because they remark you are a devotee and you get angry at such things. Like
Absolutely, that's
they
a
have
perfect,
been
yeah,
commenting like after initiation you've changed a lot. So
yeah.
I have to be like little like tolerant and
Yeah,
patient.
yeah, that exactly right. That is why I keep telling people, saying that wear tilak, be in Vaishnava clothes all the time. At least you will be conscious for yourself, saying that, oh, I'm supposed to be being like a devotee, and what is this? I'm like not. So then it'll make us a little bit more responsible in our actions. Okay, I think it's 9:20. We'll stop here. Okay. We'll so tomorrow and day after, mostly we will not have classes, because tomorrow we'll not have. Day after is Hanuman Jayanti, so we might again. I mean, tomorrow we might come in very late. Day after, so we'll not have class, right? So we'll do it on Monday only next. Okay, so all of you also please go out, distribute books, please. Hare Krishna. I will stop here. पांचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनन्तकोटि वैष्णव की जय। जगद्गुरु प्रभुपाद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.